Hi, Stephen. How you going? It is, isn't it? It's sort of like flipping the script.
Yeah, now, my understanding, I always had this view that apparently the judges had some sort of immunity when it came to the decisions they made from the bench, but clearly not.
Look, they do, Stephen. It's obviously a fundamental sort of cornerstone of our legal system that the judges do have immunity from any liability resulting from their actions. However, of course, there's going to be limits to this immunity. So most importantly, we can't have judicial officers acting beyond their powers that they're supplied by the legislation. And this is what's happened in this case with Mr Stratford. So he ended up being imprisoned for failing to disclose his financial documents to the court. However, and of course, the law, in fact, allows for the judge to jail him for contempt.
Right.
But in this case, what happened was that he imprisoned him without first finding that he'd actually failed to comply with his obligations.
Okay,
and told him to bring his toothbrush.
So it was a technicality rather than I guess an error at law, so to speak.
Well, look, I mean, obviously they found against the judge because he did act outside of his powers. He needed to actually make a finding that Mr Stratford had failed to comply with what he was meant to be doing in the family court.
Righto. So if he had have, I guess, taken an extra couple of steps in between sending this bloke to jail, everything would have been above board.
Yes, and quite often if you take those steps, nobody ends up in jail.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a number of things that the judge, could have done if he felt like Mr Stratford wasn't complying with the orders of the court. So, he could make a cost order against him. So, for example, that Mr Stratford pay his former partner's legal fees, because obviously, you're rocking up to court, you need to, the matter needs to be moved forward. And if you're if Mr Stratford wasn't supplying the necessary documents to enable that to happen, then, the costs could be awarded against him.
Okay, so what sort of precedents does this set, and what does it mean for this judge's career moving forward?
Oh, look, that's not something that I could comment on. But, what I can say is that, I think that they're definitely looking now at making some reforms in that area and really having a good look at what judicial immunity means now that a judge has been personally sued and found to be liable.
So is this the first time a judge has been personally sued for something they've done in the carriage of their duties? I mean, obviously, there'd be judges that have been sued for various reasons plenty of times outside of their courtroom, so to speak. But are you aware of any other time where this might have happened?
Stephen, in my years of practice, I've never seen this happen in the family jurisdiction. It's very rare.
Okay, so as somebody that's worked in the family law for quite some time, do you envisage that there's going to be other people, I guess, parties that'll look at this and go, hang on a sec, well, I might have cause against the judge that presided over my case. Do you think this opens a bit of a can of worms, maybe?
Oh, look, I mean, like I said, I think it's very rare that you would end up in jail.
Yeah.
Like Mr Stratford did. And I think this case is very much I'm not going to say a one-off.
Yeah.
But certainly it's one of those cases that stands out as being sort of an exception rather than the norm.
I think it's absolutely fascinating. Okay, well, we'll watch this with interest and see where it goes. Nicci, I appreciate your time this morning.
My pleasure, Stephen. Have a great day.
You too. Nicci Bilinsky from Taurus Legal Management. I think